Good morning, bon matin. I wanted to make video to talk about why Denmark and Copenhagen are happier places than Canada. And because you can make a research online, and there are the most happiest places in the world are the Northern Europe places, and the Western Europe is the most livable places, uh, where Canada is a little bit lesser than the Europe. And so I'm wondering why, what is Europe doing that we are not, and can we copy that? So, uh, first of all, I made a list of things that they do better than us. So, there's a consumerist culture in Canada, so it's always about buying more things, throwing it out, and buying. Uh, where in Europe, it's more about experiences that you want to pay for yourself. So you are going to be traveling because it's easy to travel there, and you're going to be not necessarily accumulating things. I guess they have more money, and there's the most important thing is the trust, because in Canada a lot of the people are always suspicious and thinking that they're not they're they're not like I'm not saying that this is the worst place, but they are maybe more thinking that you can turn out badly, or they're worried, they don't trust you, so they're not gonna be putting you in the lead role because they think this person can do anything and I can't rely on that person, or and maybe they're gonna turn out badly, and so you have people worry about you that you're not have good judgment, and you're going to uh, make a stupid thing, do a stupid thing, and the attitude towards alcohol and drugs here is different, and marriage also. So it's a attitude of there's a very strange, it's like an illegal thing, and there's a lot of reaction towards drugs and alcohol, and where that makes that makes it more attractive, I think, because people are wondering what's the fuss about, why are people reacting about that. So there's peer pressure with alcohol, and so you need to be joining in with what other people are doing, and if they're getting drunk, then if you're not partaking and there's something, you're breaking the fun, you're breaking the party. So in Europe, they have a different attitude. It's more like you can take alcohol and drugs if you want. There's not a restriction on that. It's like right there, and go ahead. Uh, so there's not a big deal. They don't make a big fuss out of it. They don't get too excited about the topic. They just think, well, that's one of the things that certain people do, and if you want to try, go ahead. Uh, so with marriage, they don't have the goal of getting married. It's not something that they think of too much. That don't take too seriously. Marriage doesn't really have so much importance. Religion doesn't have so much importance. They actually think that people that are religious are funny. They're not the norm. But however, they do know how to take care of themselves and take time off and work, take time off and enjoy themselves. So the people that I looked up to when I was younger and still today, they are people that know how to take take a break, and it's not just something that they're like, well, I'm sorry, I need to take a break. I'm uh, sorry to let you down and everything. It's more about valuing the time off that you're taking. It's like I'm enjoying life, and it's good to be alive. And there is no back thinking about my job. My job. I need to go work. So when they are with their family, for example, or their friends, they're not in a rush to go back to work. They're not looking at their time, and they're like, okay, well, I gotta go, gotta go. Where in my family, at least, that's one of the reasons it's messed me up because my father, I couldn't really see him or get to know him because he was always at work. And so I just wanted to know who he is. That's why I joined him in his work in construction when I was a teenager. I thought I'm gonna get to know my father and what he does. So, and that was a very terrible time for me. Work was extremely difficult, and you need to self-sacrifice too much. Where in Europe, you have people that are enjoying time with friends and family, and they prioritize that. They share a meal, they prioritize that. They're not in a rush to go back to work, and they can take time off, go to the beach, or uh, that's the enjoyable part. There's no other back thought of I'm not working hard enough or things like that. Other than that, there's the car culture here. So that means you need to have a car, absolutely. So first of all, the cars are not eco-friendly. It's burnt fossil fuel, so that pollutes the air. First of all, so Canada is one of those countries that are very polluters. There are a lot of polluting here, and mainly because of the cars. Where in Europe, most people do bicycling, so they don't have a car, or if they do have a car, it's a green car, electric car. But most people they just do cycling, so or they walk. So that's first of all eco friendly, and second of all it's exercise. So they value exercise. They are always moving, and they're finding ways to exercise so they don't get overweight. As for food, they have local food, so they're not importing as much, and they have organic food, which is more accessible than the food that is here. Uh, that and they eat less, and so that's why they don't have such overweight obesity problems. So they don't have those people that are trying to get them with the marketing, like, oh yes, you need to do my weight loss program or my anti-aging program or my so many people are trying to sell things, and you're bombarded with ads here, where in Europe they don't have that. So are less intense with buy buy now and throw it out after. So I guess people have less, and they're more enjoying they're more enjoying life because they also prioritize happiness. So here it's easy for people to be discontent. They think I want more, I want it now. But over there, it's more happiness is something you need to work on. You need to build it, and by by training your mind, by working towards making it a choice and having fun, having comfort and being cozy and sharing a good time with friends and family and a meal and there's no guilt involved in that. It's not about what are you doing. You're not achieving anything. You need to be productive. You need to be pushing yourself, or there's nothing like that. So so also there's less homeless because the government provides more money for the homeless, or the for unequal inequality. There's less inequality. That means less rich people and less poor people as well. So they don't have the homeless problem as much as here, because they believe that if somebody doesn't have their basics, well, that's the priority. You need to fix it, and then because you value human life, so it's not about because that's a societal problem. That means so many people who are going to be affected by that if they see the homeless there. So they don't want that. They want it to be more fair. And if somebody's homeless or has issues, it's not on the person that's the problem. It's the society that has the problem because the society has failed them. So it's you just trust the person that you give them what they need, and they're gonna help themselves and do the best that they can, and they can go back to school. They can do university for free. So that just opens a lot of doors, and a lot of the people that here are victim of the system that get to homelessness, they are criminalized. So they are much more arrested, put into jail. The cops are always bugging them. Where So they make their own culture with the hip hop ghetto things, and but in Europe they don't have that. They have more equality towards everybody because you look at some person, you're a person, you deserve you have value because of your life. You don't need to be rich in order to have value. They actually value somebody that is honest and helpful. So if somebody's kind, then that's what they value. They value you don't have to demonstrate that you're useful or demonstrate anything. It's not in the exterior that you don't need to do anything in order to have your place in society and have the basics. So so the in Europe you can actually achieve what you want. You can achieve it on all the levels of life. If you have a goal of a job that you want to get, then you're gonna get it because all the opportunities are there, all the doors are there, are open. And so there's no pressure of you need to be social, you need to be saying the right things to the right people, you need to be saying, giving a good impression to the people that are in charge. You don't need to be, I guess, hypocrite or trying to fake things in order to progress or have the things that you want. Uh, you can just be yourself, I guess, and that's good enough. And you don't you're not gonna you can be free and do what you want, and people are not gonna be worried. Even there's children that go on the streetcar, and it's like it's not a big deal that they are alone. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, they're gonna be attacked or things like that, because in Montreal you have school shootings and things like that, and then people are all, oh, you're some race, you're gonna be you have a hatred towards women or things like that, and then they think that you're gonna be the next one that's gonna show up in the school and start shooting. So they're always looking at you with suspicion or cautious. So like you're gonna become a criminal sooner or later. So, uh, but in Europe, you don't have that because you have trust that people are going to be decent, and you don't need to worry. So you can just go let them do whatever. So for me, first of all, there's an inequality with women and men. So women have less right to express themselves, and there's the discriminated, and even men that are more feminine are also discriminated. I think it's like homophobia because they think, oh, you're gay, and they just don't take you seriously. They think that you're they don't listen when you talk, and they just send you to the shelter, I guess. So they don't want you to be involved, and then they go with more manly men that are action uh, making, that are more in charge, I guess. So the role of women is more defined, it's less defined than in Europe. In Europe, women are more equal to men, and you don't have the stereotypes that you need to be this or you need to be that to be a woman or a man. So you can be feminine as a man, you could be very incorporated, have a leading role as a woman. So it's 50-50, and they have the same salaries. They don't have, one is not belittled uh, and not taken seriously, and or limited to the role of, oh, you're a caregiver, you're the care of the kids, and so that just means that me as me, I just don't get into the system, and that makes me the prime target for women that are looking to do caregiving. So in order to do caregiving, you need to have, it's like in the consumerist society, it's like the industry, so everybody's just passing through, and it's okay, next. So they don't even, It's like, well, why don't we not fix it and not prevent it from happening instead of fixing it? So you have women that are looking for the next person that they can help do the caregiving thing. And I'm usually that person because I don't fit in. So I get a lot of women that are trying to do caregiving for me. Um, and it's really hard to avoid because women they don't have other things that they can concentrate on. So, for example, if my mother had hobbies, friends, uh, work, uh, she had her own money and things that she can go and experience things and enjoy her life, she wouldn't be so obsessed with caregiving and her role as a mother, her role as a woman to be helpful and things like that because I don't need it. So it's okay to have time off and you don't need to be mentally ill or fixed or things like that. Or, okay, well, you're not doing anything, so let's get to work. So you need to be. My father was like that. I cannot have time off after high school. I cannot even finish high school. It's like, oh, I'm not accepting that my son doesn't has time off. He needs to be working because that's unacceptable to be uh, doing nothing. So those are all things that, and then the people that are selling and pushing and pushing and pushing that you can buy things, and then you end up with a lot of stuff that is not necessarily good for you. Like I remember having three cell phones at the time, and then none of them worked. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm spending all my money from work on this, and then I try to go to the future shop or something, and then they just tell them, how can you fix it? And they say it's the wire that is broken. And then I'm like, well, why don't you change the wire? And they say, we don't do that. You need to buy a whole new phone. And I think that's ridiculous. So thinking about the environment, thinking about all of it. So that's the problem with Canada, and that's why Northern Europe and Western Europe are doing better than us, and they're happier than us. Thank you.